Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Sana. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. In the previous video, we were discussing about the languages of the computer. We have discussed two types of the language, which was machine language and algorithm language. And now we are discussing about the subdivision of algorithm languages, and now we are at the point C. And C is not the alphabet here. C is the name of a language, means C language. The C programming language was developed in 1972 by Dennis Ritchie and Brian Kergin at the AT&T Corporation for Programming Computer Operating System. Its capacity to structure data and programs through the composition of smaller units is comparable to that of ALGOL. It uses a compact notation and provides a programmer with the ability to operate with the addresses of data as well as with their values. This ability is important in systems programming, and C shares with assembly language the power to exploit all the features of a computer's internal architecture. C. Along with its descendant, C++ remains one of the most common languages. Now, here is the third type after algorithm languages, that is business oriented languages. The first point here is the first type, which is COBOL. COBOL, Common Business Oriented Language, has been heavily used by business since its inception in 1959. A committee of computer manufacturers and users and US government organization established Codacil Committee on Data System and Languages to develop and oversee the language standard in order to ensure its portability across diverse systems. COBOL uses an English-like notation novel wherein, when introduced, business computation organize and manipulate large quantities of data, and COBOL introduced the record data structure. For such tasks, a record clusters heterogeneous data such as a name, an ID number, an age, and an address into a single unit. This contrasts with scientific languages in which homogeneous arrays of numbers are common. Records are an important example of chunking data into a single object, and they appear in nearly all modern languages. Here is another type of business language, which is SQL. SQL, structured query language, is a language for specifying the organization of database collection of record. Database organized with SQL are called relational because SQL provides the ability to query a database for information that falls in a given relation. For example, a query might be find all records with both last name Smith and city New York. Commercial database programs commonly use an SQL-like language for their queries. Now we are moving to the fourth type, which is educational oriented languages. Its first point is basic. Basic beginners all purpose symbolic instruction code, which is the complete name of BASIC, was designed at Dartmouth College in the mid 1960s by John Kameny and Thomas Kurtz. It was intended to be easy to learn by novices, particularly non computer science majors, and to run well on a time sharing computer with many users. It has simple data structure and notation, and it was interpreted. A basic program was translated line by line and executed as it was translated, which made it easy to locate programming errors. Now we are moving towards the next point, which is Pascal. About 1970, Nicholas Wirth of Switzerland designed Pascal to text structured programming, which emphasized the orderly use of conditional and loop control structures without go-to statement. Although Pascal resembled ALGOL in notation, it provided the ability to define data types which organize complex information, a feature beyond the capabilities of ALGOL as well as Fortran and COBOL. User-defined data types allowed the programmer to introduce names for complex data which the language translator could then check for correct usage before running a program. During the late 1970s and 80s, Pascal was one of the most widely used languages for programming instruction. It was unavailable on nearly all computers, and because of its familiarity, clarity, and security, it was used for production software as well as for education. Now here is another type, which is Logo. Logo originated in the late 1960s as a simplified Lisp dialect for education,